Starts again.
For week 8 interim head of house challenge, the housemates will be playing the first game in badges, and to determine that they picked a lucky dip. So the number you pick determines how you're going to play. Now for the first game of the day is called word hunting. In the arena, a few word search board were presented, and all the housemates have to do is to search for popular places in Africa. So within this board and table are hidden words containing places in Africa. So all they have to do now is to find as many destinations as they can, and they have to do this within 10 minutes. At the end, 6 housemates across all groups with the fastest time will have to proceed to the next stage. And now the first group to play are people, housemates that picked the number 1, and there happens to be DeDe, Mensan, Kola, and K-Bobo, and they proceeded to play. Meanwhile, Big Brother instructed the rest of the housemates to move back into the main house. I actually love this, so they don't get to, learn and strategize while watching the first group play. From this group, Kola was the only one who proceeded to the next stage. For group 2, we have Isabella, Imisi, Bright Morgan, and Ruboy. Bright Morgan actually made it to the next level and the final game of the night. So in this group, Bright Morgan was the only one who made it to the next stage. For group 3, we have Zita, Faith, Koyin, and Jason J. Jason J actually took a minute plus before he came down to join his team members. Like Big Brother had to keep mentioning group 3 before he came down, and that also earned him a punishment which you will get to hear at the end. Aside Jason J, every other person in this team made it to the final game. That is Koyin, Faith, and Zita. And this same group also produced tonight's interim head of house. That is Koyin. For group 4 and the last group of the first phase, we have Thelma Lawson, Joanna, Mensan, Culture, and Sultana. From this group, Thelma Lawson was the only one who made it to the second and final game of the night, and her performance was actually an excellent one. Now let's go to game 2. Now for the game 2 and final game of the night, the housemates that qualified for this is Kola, Koyin, Zita, Bright Morgan, Faith, and Thelma Lawson. And for game 2, each housemate is expected to pack 3 planes on an unstable runway using a rope platform. So at the sound of the buzzer, they must hold the rope and pick up 1 plane ticket. And then the housemates must then travel to the other pedestal. And how they'll have to do this is you put your ticket on one of the plane, place your plane on the platform, and your plane must be facing up. Then you proceed to keep that balance while you collect your tickets and proceed to pack your plane on the platform. So you must repeat this until all tickets are collected and all plane packed on a platform. If any plane falls off in the process of doing this, you must place it on the platform before collecting another ticket. So the goal for this game is to successfully pack and balance all 3 planes and successfully cross the line. They will have 10 minutes to achieve this. After 10 minutes, the housemate who finishes the quickest become the head of house, or the housemate with the most plane packed on the platform. Anyways, while Big Brother was reading this out, I already know this is going to be a very tough game. And I don't even know if the housemates understood what Biggie read. Because tell me why on coming out and the buzzer sounded, they all started it very wrong. That Big Brother had to tell them to repeat, to start all over again. before they now proceeded to start asking question. Koyin asking, Thelma Lawson asking question as well, where the plane will be facing, how they'll have to hold the platform. Zita already collected and even unwrapped a ticket. Anyways, but Koyin actually understood the assignment right from the beginning, from even obeying Biggie's instruction. He was the only one that wore a glove, okay? Because when they told them to wear a glove, they were asking Biggie whether it's compulsory. Big brother that provided a rope for you, a glove for you, then you think he is stupid? Or you think strengthening a platform by holding a rope would be an easy task? You think if this was very easy, Big Brother will make it the second and final game of tonight's Interim Head of House challenge? Anyways, the housemates proceeded with this game, and at the end, Koyin was both the fastest housemate and the first to have all three planes packed and balanced. And with that, Koyin became our week 8 interim head of house. Congratulations to Koyin and all the best to him during tomorrow's challenger. And for his guest, he picked Jason J. Now, tell me why the cameraman focused on Isabella and DeDe. The camera was rotating between Isabella and DeDe. Like, come on. Well, Isabella's facial expression appeared to be the funniest. And now to the snail of the week. Big Brother said there will be 2 snails. One person for being the underperformed housemate and one for tardiness. So the least performed housemate tonight goes to Isabella. And Isabella will have to collect her costume for being the snail of the week. Jason J will also collect a costume for his tardiness. Remember I told you it took a minute plus before he arrived in the arena today. At some point I thought maybe Faith, Koyin and Zita were the only players in their team, not until Jason J appeared after Big Brother kept mentioning Group 3. Maybe he's unwell or maybe he dozed off, I don't know, but he appeared to be dull tonight. Then, to the former snail of the house, that is Mensan and Joanna, who carried over her snail costume from the previous week. Big Brother said they did not keep to the rule of wearing their costume all the time when required. That's the only time they weren't supposed to wear this costume is when the party is going on and when there is a sponsor task. For the rest of the time, they are expected to be on their costume. Now, for Mensan being a first-time offender, Big Brother said that Mensan will go back to the bedroom duties. And for Joanna, who has been warned previously and been warned again that this week she will be the only one that will do the dishes, Big Brother told her to make sure the kitchen is sparkling clean and the plates washed. No other housemate is expected to wash plates this week. This one's sweetie Missy. You get to see how Missy responded, yes, Big Brother, when Big Brother asked. She was even smiling. And even when they came out and Sultana was trying to rinse a plate in the sink, Missy was like, no, don't wash plate. Big Brother will punish you. Is it even about Big Brother punishing or about who is serving the punishment? Sultana wasn't left out. Sultana was the last housemate punished for her tardiness to task, and the punishment was to always squat, so make sure she's squatting. Meanwhile, before I get to Sultana, so in addition to Mensan and Joanna's punishment, Big Brother said every day they'll have to crawl around the house 5 times, around the lounge 5 times, and the head of house must be present to confirm they did that. So maybe for any time they want to do that, they will have to go and inform the head of house. And they'll be doing this after their early morning, their morning exercise, okay? So maybe they'll have to call the head of house to come watch them while they do it. Now to Sultana. Big Brother cautioned her for not maintaining her punishment, and which she will have to continue throughout this week. Well, immediately Big Brother cautioned her, she resumed immediately by leaving the bench to squat on the floor. I hope Isabella and Jason J learns from this and make sure they put on their costume all the time. Well, Big Brother has instructed them to go collect their costume from Joanna and Mensan. And they're even lucky. Why they'll be wearing the costume, they won't have to do the punishment that comes with it, which is usually you choose between kitchen duties or the restroom. But this time around, Joanna is already doing kitchen duties and Mensan bedroom duty. So I hope they do well to make sure they're always wearing that costume, because the next time you don't even know if Big Brother will give you the leniency he gave Joanna and Mensa, and he might just decide to come up with a bigger punishment. Meanwhile, congratulations to Koyin and all the best to him tomorrow, because that tomorrow one is the cocoa. Tomorrow one is the cocoa, like that challenger. And a lot of people are saying they do not like that head of house challenger game. That was the need. What was it for? Especially when someone wins interim HOH and then you come to the next day and you're not the HOH. That does not make sense. But I don't know, but I think it's biggest house, biggest rule, and it's the fun of the game. Maybe putting you at alert all the time. But what do you think? Are you for people that say they do not like that game, it should be scrapped out? Or are you for let Big even bring more and more and more and more games and even more challenges? Tell me in the comment section. Anyways, congrats to Koyin and Jason J. All the best to them tomorrow. I hope if Koyin does not even get that challenger, let Jason J get it so it will remain in the family. Because I know if Jason J eventually gets it tomorrow, he will pick Koyin. Being that the last time he even picked Koyin as his guest, and I guess that is what Koyin wants to kind of pay back or reciprocate. But let's see how tomorrow goes. All the best to them.
Jason J, do you believe Big Brother is here to amuse you? Yet you chose to disobey Big Brother. You will wash plates throughout the week. Kindly settle down.